Hey guys, SaltyWhale. So I've been deep in thought, staring out the sunset for the past few weeks, rethinking my Path to Exile experience. I put in 400 plus hours into my Warrior Titan. Absolutely loved the hell out of it. My core philosophy of my Titan was no energy shield, pure armor and rage, warcry, and 80% block. I absolutely loved it. And I got it as strong as I could, but I enjoyed the hell out of it, beat the endgame bosses and all that stuff, really enjoyed it. Not top tier contender, but definitely the playstyle I want for 99% of the content. Thinking about it, the one thing I thought was really lacking of it was you could build up so much armor in it, but you couldn't push monsters around. It'd push you around, and you wouldn't get stronger from your armor. Ultimately, no matter how much armor you had, even if you're excessive, it had its cap as uses. Now, Path to Exile 1 had a Marauder Behemoth class, which I'll go into in a minute, saying why I like that ascendancy. I like what the Path to Exile 1 did. I tried Path to Exile 1 and put a lot of effort into it. I got myself to 79. I need to get to level 80 still. I had a baby, so had to set me aside on video gaming for a few weeks. But let's go ahead and look at my class real quick in Path to Exile 2. Core philosophy was armor, warcry, rage. Now, Titan build right here has the 50% more armor, which is multiplier. So I got armor up really high. Massive form, did all that. Got life, right? Life is harder to get in this game, but I focus on armor instead, right? I got the armor things right here. Then I got damage nodes, whatever. But the key things on this build was warcry efficiency. So warcries and power, additional attack, right? Since you attack kind of slow, Titan, you want to make sure all your things are empowered. After playing Path to Exile 1 for a few weeks, I really like warcry much better in Path to Exile 2. Because you just have 2 warcries to worry about. Path to Exile 1 has several ones. Like you have one for armor, you have Infernal Cry, and you have another one this. Some of them work for strike skills, some of them work for slam skills, whatever. This one just works, right? You just empower your attacks. Fucking fantastic. And then you got your rage, you can get your max rage up, similar to Path to Exile 1. So 51 right here. I forget what I had in Path to Exile 1, but it followed a similar guidance, right? Path to Exile 2 at least lets you take the two-handed weapon, Giant's Blood. I didn't see an option for that in Path to Exile 1, but whatever. But that's my key philosophy. Got the Lay Siege, the 80% block. So that's 80% damage. You got the offensive stance, 80% damage. So that was pretty cool. And now I want to point this out real quick, because Path to Exile 1 has it too. But you have this thing right here, like greatest defense. 2% increased attack damage per 75 armor and evasion and shield. Sounds pretty cool. But I don't know why. Maybe someone can explain this to me, but I don't know why, but it says 30% increased defenses from shields, right? If you increase these up, it does not increase your damage. I don't know why it wouldn't, because it sounds like it increased your armor, right? Maybe it's not, but that's what I would have assumed. So you can't ever increase your damage by increasing your defenses or your shield, unfortunately, unless I got that wrong. Nonetheless, though, I love this game quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to Path to Exile Season 2. Let me point out a few things I like about Path to Exile 2 real quick. Then I'll jump to Path to Exile 1, show my build and all that stuff too. But let's go ahead and look at my character right here. I got up to 38,000 armor, and when with my scavenge plating, it was like 70 plus armor, right? Standard right there, right? But I really like how this game plays better. I know people have different opinions on that, but I put a lot more hours into Path to Exile 2 than Path to Exile 1. Now, Path to Exile 1, the main skill went, which probably not the best one to go, but I went to Sunder. So let's go ahead and just do Sunder right now. I'll jump to Path to Exile 1 in a minute, show my passive tree, which is not a build. It's shit, just something I built. But we'll go into this. So, that's slow, which is fine for Path to Exile 2, but I didn't realize how slow it was until I played Path to Exile 1. So that one, I like the feel of it in Path to Exile 2. I like the speed in Path to Exile 1. There's probably a happy balance with that, maybe. You got this thing right here. That feels so much better in Path to Exile 2. You have that in Path to Exile 1, works very similarly, but that one feels so much better. Now, I don't think you have Stampede in Path to Exile 1. I don't remember seeing anywhere in Skill Gems, but I like that quite a bit. And then the Hammer of the Gods. You don't necessarily have this in Path to Exile 1, but you have a Crushing Fist you use as a retaliation skill. I wasn't using that for my build, but it was still pretty cool. Nonetheless, though, so this game, you feel much slower, all that. And overall, the build philosophy would just... But let's go ahead and show off the skills I was talking about beforehand. So let's go ahead and go to Sunder. No, wrong skill, oops. And I have it muted right now. So they're sundered right there. And let me just do this real quick. So just look how fast it goes, right? The sunder is pretty fast right there. And then look, I have Seismic Cry, gives me more armor, right? I have Infernal Cry, and I got Intimidating Cry. So you got this one, W, E, right? So you gotta do all those different shouts. Whereas I just do Infernal Cry about the Exile 2. And this one I have armor, so I did armor shield right there. And then my armor went to 59,000 right there. Now the cool part about the Path to Exile 1, which I kind of hope Path to Exile 2 takes some of this into it, maybe not all of it, maybe some class, is still wield. 2% increased attack damage per 450 armor. 10% chance to defend with double armor if you each time you've been hit by enemy recently up to 30%. So you're getting a lot of armor blocking right there, right? Most times I die in this game right now is due to chaos, which I don't have as a ascendancy yet, which is kind of cool. Armor applies the chaos damage taken from hits. And those are actually the two complaints I kind of had with Path to Exile 2. Path to Exile 2 had an armor node that let you use 25% of your armor towards fire, but did not cover lightning, did not cover ice, did not cover chaos. This one has one that says, all your armor applies to chaos. Well, my chaos is number 6. I never got that ascendancy, so kind of fucked with chaos damage right now in endgame. Is what it is. But the cool part is, see my damage right there is 53,000. Now it's going down quite a bit, right? So now it's 46,000 base. Walk around, stand still. That goes to 53,000. I'm going to use this little armor thing right here. All right, went up quite a bit. Now, if I get hit more often and all that stuff, the Seismic Cry, my damage then goes up to like 100,000, right? So this build was a lot of fun to use. And if there's some way to get some of these things mixed into the Warrior Titan, I think the Warrior Titan would feel really good if you went really heavily invested in armor. So let's go ahead and look at the, I forget if I did this skill right here. Yeah, that feels kind of weird. This is the shield charge. Another one that feels kind of good though is jumping around, right? That feels kind of cool. But besides that, you know, like I love Path to Exile 1. It's very complex. There's a lot more endgame mechanics put into the maps. Sometimes it feels like it's a little overwhelming because you might have like 6 or 10 different like in-game mechanics in one map. So it's like you're walking around like endgame mechanic, endgame mechanic, endgame mechanic. But it's still pretty cool. I do like the mapping system better in PoE 2 because it feels like you're trying to make your way somewhere. Whereas PoE 1's like, I want a garden map or all that stuff like that. So it's all pretty cool. Path to Exile 1 still feels really, really good. I like the feel of PoE 2 better. And then let's go ahead and look at some of these things in here too. So you do have Warcry stuff very similarly to this. Again, my build sucks, so I'm not showing this off to show off things up there. I saw that the armor was separated from the... Right here it says, not just shield mastery, it's called block mastery. Armor block and regular block is separate. Like armor block and magic spell block is separate in this game. So like chance to block, spell damage 7%, 69%. So I need to get another skill to get the blocking of the magic up quite a bit. I still will play around Path to Exile 1, but I like Path to Exile 2 much better. But I want to dive in Path to Exile 1 to understand it more. So when I get to next season PoE 2, I learn from this game, that game. That way I can really understand the mechanics better. Ultimately, I get my armor in both games up to like 70-something thousand on there, right? But I don't get benefit from the armor for damage in PoE 2, but I get it for PoE 1. Overall, guys, I like Marauder. Maybe they'll have something like this in PoE 2 because I don't know if they're going to separate the warrior from Marauder. I can't even say it right. And then you have the duelist too. So maybe some of these things I want will be put in the Path to Exile 2. But I like armor a lot. It's just fun to play with, right? Very importantly, like and subscribe. And I will show some in-game content after this about PoE 2 and PoE 1.